to begin. Jason Myers will boot it away, and we're underway here in week 2 from Jacksonville. Adoree Jackson, their prized rookie corner, will catch it, take a knee. Well, how does he fare against this Jags defense that looked deadly last week? This is DeMarco Murray trying to bounce to the outside, and he's chased out of bounds. This is Murray again.
That the Jaguars have on the outside rushing the passer.
Mariota from the gun goes to the airs, up the seam, and it's incomplete.
7 third down conversions, but they have to be better on first down here today against Jacksonville.
Brett Kern on to punt. This is Marquise Lee. He's going to play it from his own 30. Lee dances across to 32, and his forward progress gets him close to the 34. You see the penalty marker come in.
During the return, illegal block in the back by the receiving team, number 26. 10-yard penalty, first down.
10 as they begin from their own 24. They'll keep it on the ground. This is where they were so successful last week. Fournette, first Jags rookie. 2nd and 6 as Bortles will work from the gun. Little fake handoff, and Bortles sold it well. That second little gasp gets him across the 35. Cyprian injuring his hamstring late in that 4th quarter last week. He is expected to miss a couple of weeks. This is Chris Ivory.
This ball game, time of possession becomes critical for Jacksonville.
Bortles going play action, just throws it into the turf as he felt that rush coming. It was Arakpo coming straight up the downs. 4th worst in that department last season. Bortles to the air, and it's caught. First down and more. That's Marquise Lee in that game. Obviously, the running game was paramount for them as Bortles with the give here to Fournette inside the 40. And Arch, I was just about to ask you earlier.
And you got a back that's tough to bring down with the extra guy.
This is Fournette again on a 2nd and short. That 100-yard game for Fournette. Fournette comes off the field here on 3rd and short. They like Ivory's power in this kind of a set of circumstances, and Ivory is able to thrust that pile forward for another Jags first down. Wesley Woodyard on the tackle.
Going to have fresh legs.
Ivory, a Pro Bowler a couple of years ago with the Jets. Bortles able to sell that play action pass, and it is deflected at the line of scrimmage.
So far, just like they were a week ago, having a hard time getting off the field in this series.
Keep it on the ground here on 2nd and 10. This is Fournette. Well, this is where he was so good last week, making that first would-be tackler miss. Not this time.
To work with, and has been extremely elusive here in a short time.
11th play of the drive, 2 of 2 on 3rd down. A little check down to Fournette. Spins inside the 30. He'll be a couple of short, or will he? Fournette still keeping those legs going. It's a pickup of 10 here. Appears to be just short.
Get out of there. Live to play another series.
43-yard attempt from Myers, and he is just inside. A pivotal early season matchup. The winner of this one certainly becomes at least the early season favorite in the AFC South. Jags trying to take a 2-game lead. We certainly hope that everyone able to get back on their feet as quickly as possible. So Tennessee, after the early 3 and out, you knew, Arch, that they wanted to recommit themselves to the running. Another run play called on 2nd and 6. Murray taking on tacklers. Forward progress takes him across the 30 as we go to New York. JB and coach.
To that side.
Corey Davis, the rookie, in motion. Mariota, quick drop from the gun over the middle. Caught. First down and more. That's Eric Decker. And Walker in motion on 1st and 10. Mariota fakes the handoff, fires far side of the field, and completes again, looking in the direction of Decker. Inside Jacksonville territory, 1st and 10, just outside the 40. They go back to the ground game with Murray.
Letting Murray build up speed to hit the edge on his cornerback.
2nd and 6, little misdirection play. The pass is incomplete.
Jalen Ramsey on 3rd down.
Mariota up the seam. It is caught inside the 30. 3 years of age, has put together his best 3 seasons over the last 3 years. This is Murray able to get downhill. Mariota certainly likes this here. 2nd and short, little quick slant over the middle, broken up, and boy, nearly picked. Intended for the rookie Corey Davis. 10th play of the drive that began at their own 25. Mariota's pass is incomplete. He'll try here from 40. Good looking hold, good snap, and suck up is perfect. So they will boot it away here. 11 plays, 53 yards on a drive that took just over 5 minutes. Corey put their lives on the line to help folks get back to normal. It's an incredible week it's been here.
Behind the line of scrimmage. We haven't seen that in the first 2 weeks.
You saw Nathaniel Hackett, his offensive coordinator, standing right next to him on the sideline. This is Chris Ivory as they continue to go with this 1-2 punch. Bortles from the gun on 3rd and 8. Under pressure. Has to throw off his back foot to Marquise Lee running a crossing route over the middle.
Has to find a way to come down with that football. That's one that they should have had.
So Brad Nordman on the punt. And this is Adoree Jackson able to elude that first tackle. Breaks a couple. And crosses the 25. A 51-year national high school rushing record. Legendary. As we
False
get the
start
flags
offense.
here.
Number 78. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
One is safe. And a nice little diversion for his family today and the rest of his community in Jacksonville after the devastation of the storm. Final 40 seconds of the first quarter. Telvin Smith.
Their zone read, bubble screen look.
Little read option play. This is Mariota, where he's so deadly with those legs as this game goes on. So first play, the second. Mariota from the gun on 3rd and 5 under pressure, and he is sacked. It's Miles Jack getting him around the ankles.
Scares him the most is when Mariota comes up inside in the pocket with his scrambling ability.
Punt from Brett Kern, not the distance that he was hoping for on that last punt play. We'll get an update with Melanie as quickly as we can. So here's Bortles and his offense back onto the field. Bortles putting some air under it. That pass, boy, nearly picked, and that was actually caught
To connect.
Here's Bortles, and then Fournette across the 30, gets out to the 32-yard line.
Good recipe, but he was itching to throw the ball down the field.
Had a chance right there. He just missed it, however, as Ivory goes down right after the catch.
For Brown to attack, get him down to the ground, excellent play.
Officials actually ruled that an incompletion, so on 4th and 6, they punt. Booming kick as Adoree Jackson fields it, backpedaling 15-yard line. 3-3. And a critical early season matchup in the AFC South. Mariota has to throw off his back foot. This is the rookie Corey Davis.
You know, his diversity and how he ran his route tree and all the different places that he lined up. And, of course, Mike Malarkey, number 1, he was tough.
Now, this is Murray. I'll tell you what, just inside the 18-yard line. Mariota feeling the pressure, throws, and nearly a terrific one-handed catch by Rashard Matthews, but it falls incomplete.
To Mike Malarkey, you know, they have to get on the same page and find somebody that he can trust on the critical downs.
So back-to-back 3 announced by the Titans. All tied at 3 with just under 12 minutes to play in this first half. This is Fournette taking on tacklers across the 45 as they work from their own 48. Here's Fournette. Boy, it just seems like he looks for contact. That comes off the field here for Ivory. A little delayed handoff. Ivory, we've seen him on 3rd down till this point, taking on tacklers. This would be his second first down run of the first half. And now Hockey Lee says first down, Jacksonville.
Tennessee has to make a play on first down.
Play action from Bortles. All day to throw. Goes to the check down, and Ivory ducks inside the Tennessee 45. Penalty marker thrown at the end of the play.
Illegal hands to the face. Offense number 89. It's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Contributes to an unimpressive stat line.
Bortles 1st and 20 after the penalty. Again goes underneath. This is Ivory out of the backfield. Over for Gus Bradley week 15 of last season and named the permanent replacement in January as Bortles is set. Football is loose and Tennessee has it.
Here he is again off the edge. He badly beats the left tackle Cam Robinson, the rookie, who held up extremely well last week, and Bortles has no chance.
Advantage of the takeaway as we move past the 9-minute mark of the first half. Mariota, little underneath pass to the tight end Smith. Behind only Darryl Smith. Little read option play. They keep it on the ground. This is the rookie Taylor able to come back after they looked at that left ankle. Saw the Ravens last week. Speaking of good defenses, what a unit they have there with John Harbaugh and company, DUPs. That pass is intercepted. Mariota trying to thread the needle, but Telvin Smith is there for the pick. 5 games as the Jags take it right back. Career interception to get Bortles and company the football back. Little pitch play to Corey Grant. First time we've seen him today. Grant breaks the initial tackle, sprints up the far side of the field. What a play by Grant. What a player he's been for this Jacksonville defense. 1st and 10 after the play by Grant. As we move on to the 7-minute mark, looking for net-breaking tackles. Out across the 30, working awfully hard for a pickup of 3. And a late flag comes in, perhaps a late hit. It was Denarius Cersei, the man who missed that initial tackle.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 26. 15 yards, first down.
Cersei had a perfect shot, and Fournette just goes out the back door.
This is Ivory. Boy, Cersei may need a couple aspirin and a bag of ice tomorrow.
Than other running backs in the league.
On 2nd and 7, run play call. This is Ivory again.
Water back in the day when I was watching football.
Nigerian nightmare. That pass is caught. Boy, Bortles able to thread the needle to Marquise Lee. Well, Lee and Hearns trying to pick up the slack for the injured Allen Robinson after that ACL injury. Bortles going to try to run for it, breaking tackles. What a play by Bortles. Looked like Brian Arakpo had to come off the field, may have tweaked something. Here's Bortles. Tennessee giving chase.
The go-to wide receiver in this offense.
Can they take advantage of the Mariota interception? Bortles quick slant. It's caught. This is Lee. Inside the 30, 1st down and more for Jacksonville.
With Marquise Lee.
On a run play called on 1st and 10. Ivory trying to find the edge. Little stiff arm, and this could be a little hands to the face. You saw Ivory.
There were 2 fouls by the play on the offense. Holding, number 78 is declined. There was also a personal foul, face mask by the offense. Number 33, 15 yards from the previous correction. From the spot of the foul, repeat 1st down.
At distance from here. A kick that he made back in 2015. Here's Fournette on 1st and 25. Just trying to pick up some of those yardage. 2nd and 25. Bortles pass deflected high in the air, and that's intercepted into the hands of Curtis Riley.
Happens in the NFL. You know, they did not want to be throwing the football right here. I couldn't quite see who it was who got the hands on it. Might have been Avery Williamson right there.
With the injury to Jonathan Cyprien, 1st career pick for the former undrafted rookie. Little underneath pass by Mariota from Jacksonville. 2nd and 7. Final 2 minutes before halftime. Mariota will go to the air and deliver. That's Eric Decker on the catch right at that 1st down marker, tackled by Colvin. Well, they go 3 tight ends here. Walker in motion on 3rd and short. Run play to get it. This is Henry. A former Yulee High School star back in his hometown appears to have enough. Set of downs for Mariota. 2 timeouts, 1:14 to play before halftime. 1st and 10. Mariota taking a shot near side of the field, but that pass is incomplete, intended for the rookie.
They really like this cornerback crew.
Mariota from the gun, flushed out on 2nd and 10. Jags giving chase. Mariota just so good with his legs, able to make something out of nothing.
DeMarco Murray here on 3rd and 3 out of the backfield.
Mariota over the middle, it's caught. Matthews lit up, but somehow able to hold on to the football.
Play, Jacksonville has to get set up on defense.
Well, it was Barry Church with that hard hit. Mariota spins away from trouble, will throw it out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. Titans with 2 timeouts. Mariota again under duress. Sneaks away from trouble. He runs for it. Just shy of the 20. There is a marker thrown in the Tennessee backfield.
Holding, offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
That's the 2nd penalty in the half. Right on the edge of Succop's field goal range. Another flag thrown in the backfield. This is Murray. Little check down pass from Mariota.
Here it is. One of the
illegal hands to the face. Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Now you're at midfield.
2nd and 30. Mariota off the seam. It's caught. That's Matthews again. Inside the 30, brought down by Boye. They get 20 of those yards back.
Mariota's right.
See the movement pre-snap. Flag comes in from the top of your picture.
Offside defense, number 56. 5-yard penalty. It's still third down.
One timeout left for Tennessee. 10 seconds. Mariota pump fakes. We're just going to throw it out of bounds. Wisely done. Great from inside of 50. Good snap, good hold, and suck up is perfect. So Tennessee able to salvage 3 more as they move in front through a game and a half. Open for a lot more as we get set for this third quarter. Kickoff is fielded. Jacksonville will run it out. Decent field position as Corey Grant crosses the 25. Their new football czar here, bringing his Hall of Fame credentials, trying to turn the fortunes of this franchise around. Run play to get the second half started. This is Fournette.
They've accomplished their goal in being tougher and smash mouth. Now they got to figure out a way to score points.
Bortles on 2nd and 6. Little crossing route is incomplete. Intended for Mercedes Lewis. I think that was the earliest we've ever shown up for a production meeting. Favorite to win the division. Bortles hit on the release. That's deflected again and intercepted. Second time we've seen that today. Denoris Cersei
feels the pressure, gets the ball out, gets it to the right receiver, but it's behind Lee. I mean, Lee has to reach back.
Short field for Mariota. And Tennessee here inside the 40. This is Murray.
And it takes a lot of time. You know, the running game is just like any other aspect of the game.
This is Taylor, the rookie, going nowhere. And Taylor just able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 10. Mariota's pass threading the needle. That's the tight end, Delaney Walker. On Christmas Eve of last season, ending any hope they had at the playoffs. Mariota again using those legs. Nowhere to throw it down the football. And 2nd and 6 of the lead option play. Mariota selling it so well. What happens here on 1st and goal? Nice little pitch last second by Mariota. This is Murray. Cuts back. Still going inside the 6. Marker flies towards the end of that play, right around the 5-yard line.
Illegal block in the back by the offense, number 78. It's a 10-yard penalty enforced from the dead ball spot. Repeat first down.
It's both of his picks off deflections. 1st and goal after the penalty. Mariota again will just throw it out of bounds. And we get a late kind of a whistle here. The flag was thrown, actually one on each sideline.
There was no foul on the play. It's 2nd down.
It's Matthews in motion on 2nd and goal. Mariota throws up outside that seam to Matthews. Take on a hard hit.
And safeties.
Mariota throwing end zone incomplete. Doing much better than Boye did there. As this is suck up, his hit from 40 and 41 and is good here in the locker room. So 6-point Tennessee lead in this pivotal early season matchup in the AFC South. That's Keelan Cole taking a knee.
We'll see if they keep throwing the football.
On play to Fournette. Trying to find some daylight. Well, Bortles, of course, the 3rd overall pick as you get a late flag here at the end of the play.
Holding.
It sure has.
Offense number 80. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
In the preseason opened up the competition for the starting job as this is Fournette now trying to cut back.
A young quarterback. I don't know if they've done the best job of putting everything around him for him to thrive.
Bortles pass. This is caught. Marquise Lee right around the 20.
To establish your running game and establish protection.
Where does Bortles go here on 3rd and long? That pass is batted down and incomplete.
And Jonathan Cyprien to be kind of the run player, but Kevin Byard is a guy that can pretty much do it all on the back end.
Sippering it out today with that hamstring injury. This is the rookie Jackson breaking tackles out past the 40. Jackson still going inside Jacksonville territory. Little late spin right around the 35. What a play by Jackson. And once again, great starting field position for Mariota and the Titans. Little play action on first down. That pass is caught. That's the tight end Walker. Forced out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. And Jacksonville head coach back in 2012. Another run play call. This is Henry taking out tacklers. Henry into the end zone for the Tennessee touchdown.
Working up, getting a block on Telvin Smith, and the feel for Derrick Henry to just kind of feel where that opens up, and then you get in the secondary.
As finally we get our first touchdown for their first win of the season, as they try to avoid heading home for Seattle next weekend at 0-2. Suckup's kick fielded by Grant. So that nice return earlier. Now late flag is thrown.
During the return, holding by the receiving team, number 51. Half the distance to the goal. Jacksonville keeps the ball. First down.
Have come at a better time. You get that kind of returns, we give you some great things.
It certainly adds an element that they have lacked here. That's Keelan Cole. So how does Bortles and Jacksonville now handle things down 13 points? Bryce McCain has come on for Jackson, at least at the moment.
Seemed to get that burst, and then the double penalty, which knocked him out of field goal range.
Little crossing route. Lee with the catch. First down and more. You see now multiple flags come in. Logan Ryan, the man who was there on the coverage.
Interference. Offense number 88. Push off. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
Sloppy play, interceptions, fumbles. It has not been good since that drive in the second quarter.
Barnes does not have a catch, by the way, in this game. Another crossing route by Bortles falls incomplete.
Passing game, there's no question about it. They've got to make plays.
This is where they certainly miss Allen Robinson as Bortles is buried. Second sack for this Tennessee defense.
He uses that speed to turn the edge, and he got a great double-team sack.
Morgan now right behind Kyle Vanden Bosch. Just a half sack back for number 9 on Tennessee's all-time list. Territory as they begin from the 49. Mariota is going to take a shot on first down. He's got his man. It's caught. Taywan Taylor. One play called here. This is Henry. Could they jump-start it with a big divisional win here? Little misdirection play. It's Walker walking it into the end zone. Late little hit by Ramsey at the end of that play. So they'll tack on some yardage. Keep your eye on Ramsey at the end of this play. Walker clearly over the goal line. Looks
After the touchdown,
a little bit worse perhaps than
unnecessary roughness,
what it looked like initially.
That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. The touchdown is good.
On for the point after. So 23 unanswered points by the Tennessee Titans.
And Mariota's just going to step back, hand him the football at a full speed. You get a great block on the outside.
In the car and go to his home that he said underwent some minor damage. And some family members staying with them up in Nashville during the storm as they try to ride things out. Points. And now the question, can Bortles and this offense turn things around? Lee wide open. First down on the catch and run, forced out of bounds by longest pass play of the afternoon for the Jags. First and 10 just outside their own 30. Quick strike Bortles, it's caught. And now incomplete. Rams missing their game against Oakland last week with that groin injury. Bortles going to take a shot. Far side of the field. Boy, put it right on the hands of Cole. Incomplete. Critical 3rd and 8 for Bortles from the gun. Throwing again far side of the field, and it is caught. That's Allen Hurns' first catch
for Bortles in the last 2 seasons.
Bortles on first down, little check down throw to Ivory. Well, Hurns, of course, the undrafted rookie out of Miami, but now they are desperate for him to kind of regain his form with Allen Robinson done for the season. Bortles again goes underneath to Ivory as we get another marker thrown in the backfield.
Illegal hands to the face, offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
Are just too much to try and overcome.
So second and 22 after the penalty. Bortles letting her rip, incomplete.
Try and get some stats and get to the quarterback. Got to be tough for the offensive line.
Third and 22. A pass again intended for Lee. It's incomplete. Fifth punt of the afternoon for Brad Nortman. And just nothing going for this Jags offense. Fielded by Jackson. Field position and the turnovers, 3 of them by Jacksonville, have been the story. Here is Henry pushing that pile close to the 20 out of the division. Entering 2017, struggled last week in the home loss to the Raiders, looking much more effective in this one. There's Derrick Henry, that imposing frame. Henry stays on the field, lone setback on 1st and 10 as they call his number. Told you about Henry growing up in the area about 30 minutes north. Remembers coming here as a kid to watch the Jags play on a number of occasions. Continues to evolve. You wonder how difficult it'll be to keep those carries balanced between those two players. This is Henry again finds the edge. Just so good, so agile for a guy at his size and weight.
It's going to be interesting how the carries get split up going forward.
Some penalty markers come in at the bottom of your picture.
Oh.
Tough little stiff arm by Henry at the end of that play.
Offside, defense number 94. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Henry takes the give and lunges forward. So a new career high for Henry, the second-year runner out of Alabama.
Derrick Henry kind of bouncing it. DeMarco Murray more of a cutback runner, but a tough combination nonetheless.
Another first down run by Henry, lunges forward, and this is something that they just did not do much of last week.
It's that they still have to work out some things, not only in the running game, but the passing game as well.
Mariota's first down pass is caught. Big day for Walker continues. First down catch. 7 years in San Francisco. What a player he's been for the Titans. Henry unable to find some daylight. You see the marker come in behind the line of scrimmage against Jacksonville.
Offense number 60. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Question after last week in that Jags win in Houston was this Jacksonville team for real? They have taken one on the chin today from Tennessee. This is Smith behind his blockers and into the end zone for the Tennessee touchdown.
A Jacksonville defender in sight. This is a 3-on-1. 3 linemen against Miles Jack, excuse me, sets up a punt return wall.
46th career touchdown pass for Marcus Mariota. Answered points to bust this game open. And Bortles and company will have it from the 25 with that chiseled physique.
Oh yeah, that's it.
There's Marquise Lee on the crossing route. But he's found the fountain of youth. He's put together the 3 best seasons of his career.
Linebackers in secondary, and he's running away from this defense. It's pretty impressive to watch him out there as he works the middle of the field.
This is Chris Ivory breaking a couple of tackles inside Tennessee territory. Ivory still going. Able to get those broad shoulders in that wide frame downhill. Finally tackled by Bryce McCain. A nice catch and run.
Hey, we just got to tackle him. Let's run out the clock.
This is Bortles' pass over the middle, and it is caught. Right. Bortles 14 of 28 before that catch by Hearns. Breaking a tackle, and that Hearns paying the price.
Allen Robinson, where Blake is in his development, can they go out there and effectively pass the ball to win the game?
Bortles nowhere to throw. He's going to run for it. Lunges towards the end zone. No signal yet. Appears to be just short. See some disarray, some confusion on that Tennessee defense. Run play call. This is Fournette into the end zone for the Jacksonville touchdown. To 18 points. that pass, make it 19 if they would have converted, but it's incomplete. 30-9 Tennessee, little onside kick taken. It's recovered by the Titans. This is Eric Decker. Well, they certainly expected it, had some of their hands players on. It'll be a much happier post-game locker room here in Jacksonville this week. This is Henry. He has been their workhorse in the second half, zigzagging his way through traffic. To London on Thursday night and take on the Ravens at Wembley Stadium next week.
You know, set them up in good shape. All three phases played pretty well here today for Tennessee.
Mariota play action on 1st and 10. Chased out and will throw it out of bounds.
He could have been a little bit sharper, but every week, Spear, you got to show up. You know, it could be Jacksonville, Seattle, Houston. You know, you never know. You have to show up every single week.
This is Henry bouncing it to the outside.
Force more turnovers. Give the ball more to your offense. That's one of the missing pieces.
Henry trying to get into the end zone for a second time. He's got the first down and more. So fresh set of downs, 1st and goal.
Especially when the sun's shining as bright as it is here in Jacksonville Stadium.
So Todd Wash, the defensive coordinator, one play called, and that's the fullback, Justin Fowler, into the end zone.
Let's give it to everybody. Give it to Delaney Walker on the goal line. Give it to Fowler, who is pretty much a pure blocker. Jonnu Smith comes over, makes a block, but just really nobody inside. That's an easy touchdown for Fowler. And
a former 4th-round pick out of Alabama. You don't see him very often with Tennessee liking that 2 tight end set. With both him and Marcus Mariota yesterday. Those two have gotten close in a hurry. And what an offensive line that they have built around Jones. This is Grant out across the 20. At last check in front of Arizona, the team that has struggled out of the gate. Bortles' pass up the seam is caught by a leaping Allen Hurns.
It's almost as if you're starting over, and this is his rookie season, that you're trying to develop him kind of the right way. You know, time is running out. Gonna score or up with the lead. Is this passing game, is it sophisticated enough? Is it powerful enough to be able to go out there and move the ball and score points?
And that's where the loss of Allen Hurns is just so devastating to this offense, most in the NFL. Can they replace that production? It's one of the questions that they'll have to answer. This is Marquise Lee on a crossing route inside the 20.
Kind of turn into that lead guy.
Hurns again was quiet in the first half, did not have a catch. Could be the final play before the 2-minute warning. It's caught. Hurns into the end zone for the Jags touchdown. A lot to think about for Bortles in this offense during what will be a tough week with the game in London next weekend.
You cannot take advantage of defenses that are gearing up to stop your run. Then you aren't playing complementary offense.
Little short kick by Myers. Trying to catch Tennessee off guard. And suffice it to say, they have done just that. This will be the final play before the 2-minute warning. Tennessee will head home and take on Seattle next weekend. And we mentioned Jacksonville meeting the Ravens, a game that will be played in London next weekend. Down to what the Colts do in that game against Arizona. This is Llewellyn. You know, suddenly this is a Tennessee team that a lot of people are talking about could potentially be the favorites in the division.
Get after the quarterback and kind of lock guys down on the back end, create some turnovers. This could be a pretty legit defense.
Well, Marcus Mariota making a successful return to Jacksonville, where his season ended last year. That devastating broken right leg, dashing Tennessee's postseason hopes. A far different story this afternoon as the Titans win it 37-16 to get to 1-1. Mariota finishes 15 of 27 for 215 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. So that's your final 37-16.